In this video, you'll learn how to shuck and serve oysters with the mignonette and how to pair this with wine. This is part of our Albariño episode of Vino First, which is a wine and cooking show. So if you like this video, make sure to go watch the full episode. Okay, here we go. All right, course number one. So for this pairing, I picked oysters. Rías Baixas is really famous for all its seafood, but especially its shellfish and especially its oysters. So here's the proper way to store them. Put them cup side down, put them in a bowl, cover that bowl with a wet paper towel, and put in the fridge. All right, so some purists still say you should just have the oyster on their own. I'm okay with having a little bit of a accoutrement. My favorite, that's a mignonette. Pepper, red wine vinegar, and it's shallot. What we wanna do is start with this because while we're shucking our oysters, the acid from the red wine vinegar is gonna kind of mellow out those shallots a little bit. You end up getting this salt and pepper thing, right? Because the oysters are salty. And now we just let that sit for a little bit while we prep our oysters. I don't know if you've ever had a lukewarm oyster before, but it's gross. So I highly recommend putting some crushed ice on a plate. Shucking oysters. Cup side down, dig just far enough into the hinge to where the knife kind of sticks in, right? And then you're gonna give a twist. Any luck, it'll pop. You can wipe on the back of your knife, go down the edge, cutting along the top all the way around. Cut off the bottom. I've seen some people dump this liquid in here, but that's the gold, baby. That is where all the magic is. Number one, down. Tremendous empathy for the people who have to do this at seafood restaurants and they have to do 200 oysters a night or whatever it might be. Tabasco, horseradish, lemons if you want them, and we're good to go. Oysters. Man, that is salty. Woo! Now that is good. The acid and the salt work really well together, and it brings out this fruitiness to the oyster that you didn't get before. Oh, with the wine, it's even cooler. You bring out the fruitiness with the vinegar, bump that up for the wine. The acid and the bubbles make you get ready, and now it's like your first taste of oyster again. We want to check as many boxes as possible, and we do pretty well here. The acid in the wine goes great with the acidic mignonette, and the fatty, creamy oysters, and the salt in the oysters. Plus, we're matching flavors with the salinity and minerality in the wine with the same flavors in the oysters. And not only is it a grows together, goes together situation, since Rías Baixas is so famous for shellfish, but sparkling wine and oysters are a classic pairing.